Yo, back
Yo,
from a long hiatus. Like 2 months, I think. 2 months since the Tasty Brains podcast has dropped. It's been a busy world.
have you been? When's the last show that you did?
I've done the sports card one. The grind has been a few.
Yeah,
I took 2 weeks off. One, I was at the card show, so I was busy. And then
Buyers Club.
that's right, Dallas Buyers Club. And then I did I don't know. Last week I don't know why I didn't do it. Can't remember. Probably just too busy with fucking sports cards. But we're
Busy
here.
watching Colorado.
Oh yeah, I was in Colorado too. I should have done one there. But yeah, I just too busy, man, and too hard to cross a stream sometimes with life. But
Gets in the
needless
way.
to say, I record with you today. Got a person on tomorrow. And then another dude on next week. So we're back and rolling.
Nice, dude. Nice.
How's life? You look good.
Yeah, gain some weight.
Good pounds or bad pounds?
I don't know, man.
Summer LBs?
I started eating like a half a pound of red meat every morning, and I gained like 10 pounds.
Yeah,
And
no shit.
in addition to everything, well, I kept getting hungry because I would have like 6 eggs and like a fruit smoothie like this size
Uh-huh.
every morning, and like at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then by like fuck man, like 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'd just be starving. So, a buddy of mine's like, you should don't do so many eggs and do some meat. So I cut out 3 of them and stuck the meat in there, and now I'm full until like 10 or 11.
Do you have a Costco by you?
No,
Oh,
Walmart, baby.
fuck, man. Fucking Walmart. I hate
We
Walmart.
do. I do meat at the commissary though, and it's pretty good prices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Costco, I've been buying this. I guess I kind of been doing the same thing. I buy this pre-sliced grass-fed sirloin.
Mm,
It's organic grass-fed sirloin, and it's like,
sounds expensive.
dude, you would think, but it's $20, and it lasts me the whole week.
How many pounds? How much?
I eat
Per,
16 ounces every serving.
right. So yeah. So how much? How many dollars per pound is it?
That's a good question.
That's
But
what
for
I
what you're
call.
getting, you don't have to cook it. It's all pre-seasoned, everything already cooked. You just literally, I throw it in the pan for 5 seconds and take it
Yeah.
out.
I just
But
season with salt and pepper anyway. So.
yeah, I don't care about that part. It's just the grass-fed, not ground beef,
Right. Right.
super lean, not
Yeah.
really carnivoring it, you know. I've definitely gotten away from that. Just
Yeah.
because I don't know how dudes do it, man. But I went to a deep dive today. Someone sent me a fucking drinking video about like how bad alcohol is for you. Um, and I think every dude that works out kind of struggles with that all the time. They're like, yeah, just I won't do it, and then they hang out with their friends and they're like, fuck that, I'm gonna have a good time.
Then it's Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, and I was watching. I'm like, yeah, that'd be nice. I like my 1 month thing, but other than that, I like to just try to keep it under control and drink socially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but that's the same thing to me with the dieting. It's like, yeah, it's like just try to eat as good as you can and don't go off the rails. I mean, unless you're like being competitive. If competition's your thing, you got to eat good, really fucking good. So
Yeah.
like
Not everybody does, dude. You see DK Metcalf's diet? It's like
that's dude, those are
black
some.
coffee and gummy bears.
Do you think he just says that shit?
Yeah,
Some
I
of those
do.
guys.
I think he's just trolling everyone. He's like, look at, I'm gonna say the dumbest shit I can, so maybe other people will do it and not take my spot.
I mean, Arnold used to do that shit.
Yeah,
Arnold
yeah.
used to. Have you watched a documentary yet?
I just started it, man. I haven't seen a lot, but I do
Ooh.
want to. I watched the documentary on American Gladiators, though, on
Ooh,
ESPN.
I want to
Yeah,
watch that too.
that was good. That was
Those are
good.
some fucking meatheads right there. If you ever seen them,
The
laser.
girls, man, that was like before before the whole like strong and sexy thing that you got
That's early
nowadays,
CrossFit, man.
man.
American Gladiators, bro. Grid League.
Yeah, except way cooler.
Way fucking
The
cooler.
gladiators didn't get paid shit though. They made like 25 G's a year. No
But they were
medical,
cool as fuck.
no, No medical coverage either.
Really?
Yeah, man, it was nice.
God damn.
Yeah, how like some of only like a handful of them even went on the show. The rest of them just fucking are like, nah.
Jeez. Free juice though, I'm guessing.
I don't
Maybe.
know, man.
I would hope so.
Probably on the 1991 WWE diet, WWF at the time.
Dude, did you listen to Ric Flair on Rogan?
Like years ago?
No, this recent one. He was on like last month.
No.
It was fantastic, bro. He's like giving you all these crazy fucking stories, like just of how he finally became the world champion and like his typical workout schedule and how they would just go out after of these matches, these huge events and shit. They'd go out to a bar, all these jacked out of their mind dudes, and some of them were literally, he's like, some of these guys were literally fucking out of their minds, right? And he tells this story about a bar. I forget what wrestler he was with. And he was always trying to go out and just get laid. Like, I'm just going out. I don't want to get too fucked up, but I most likely will. But guess what? I'm waking up at 4 and I'm doing he had like some crazy workout always. Well, he said 500 air squats, 1,000 push-ups, something else every single day. He would just do it. That was his workout. And Rogan's like, you never used weights or anything? And he's like, no, I never saw the need to use weights. Just body weight. And I'm like, well, dude, you're pretty fucking jacked for not
Who was
using
it?
these steroids, huh?
Who was it?
This is Ric Flair talking. And then he's like, yeah. So we go out to the bar, and this one, and people would always try to fuck with us. They'd always want to see because they thought it was fake. They'd always come up and try to fight, and then sooner or later, one of the crazy motherfuckers, they'd ask him the wrong time, and he would just
Light him up.
beat the living shit out of somebody. And we'd have the cops there, and he was talking about how Vince was like instrumental in keeping like all those guys safe, and he was like the grand scheme story maker for all these. Like those were all his ideas. All the stories we saw growing up.
Right.
It's fucking nuts, man.
Dude, and back then they like never broke character. Like
No.
you watch like Randy Savage on the Arsenio Hall show. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
I wonder if those guys they're like, well, people like me like this, so I'm not.
I think it was like also promoting the brand.
Oh yeah.
Too. It's just like they call it kayfabe, I think, something like that, and they just perpetually promoting the brand. My wife grew up with Hogan's daughter, right? And they went to school together. And she said that they would go out in restaurants and like Hogan and Macho Man would be like getting arguments at restaurants with each other, like in character.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen that bar he's got? Speaking of Hogan,
Hogan's
Hangout.
Oh, there was Hogan's Beach, but that's not there anymore.
No, so yeah, he's got this place called Hogan's Hangout now, and they do like
where at
bikini contests and shit.
Where at?
Here, hold on. I follow him on Instagram. His Instagram's hilarious because he's still in character, bro.
Did we talk about how the documentary on him, how he got off? Not the documentary, the trial he was on.
Oh no,
dude.
Here, hold on. We're gonna share this screen real quick because my lord, when you see this, you're gonna be like, what? All right, let me see. Let's get one.
Ooh, yo, maniacs! You know what's going on down here in the dungeon? We got that sweet pump for Monday night karaoke going on. We got some crazy stuff happening on Clearwater Beach. I'm gonna let the
Clearwater Beach.
That's where Molly's from, yeah.
I can't believe we're crushing the competition every Monday night. Look up and down Clearwater Beach. Look at the plaza. The places are caving in. We're so hot with Monday night karaoke. And Justin the scooter guy, he got all upset, brother, because Mal Havoc came in, localish boy, won the title, singing Sexy Fat, bringing it back, Jack. I'm so hungry. Yes, I'm so hungry. Sexy Fat, that's where it's at, Jack. And you know what? When he won the title, it got really, really crazy because now all of our locals are hyped up. They're hyped up, and Justin the scooter guy walked all the way from Clearwater Beach to Seminole, 5.5 hours to get his head correct. And guess what? He's walking back right now. The scooter's to the side.
Anyways, you get the
yeah.
you get what's going on there. He's still in it, man. You know.
Hey, man, you gotta make that money.
He looks good. He looks fucking still working out. Still
He's
got
gotta
the
be in his 60s.
Oh, easily. I've met him a couple times in Miami.
Yeah.
Always super nice, you know, just fucking huge, man. 20
Yeah.
20-inch pythons, right?
Like 24-inch python.
24-inch pythons.
Yeah.
Still
Brother.
mass, brother.
Dude, I got a theory about Liver King actually with I think he's taking the Hogan defense, right? So if he ever gets in trouble, he's going to use it. So, you remember years back, Hogan got in trouble for like making these drunk calls to like his ex-wife or something.
Like Mel Gibson style?
Yeah, it was like something like that, right? And there's like a Netflix or something on the court case with him, right?
Oh, shit.
And he made like some pretty like racist remarks and like just like some pretty vile shit, right? He was actually taken, I think, out of the WWE Hall of Fame for a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, like they kind of like excommunicated, kind of like got canceled a little bit, right? But in it, he was talking about how he's gonna like, I think it's like Bubba the Love Sponge or something, like one of his buddies, right? He's like his best buddy, and like,
oh yeah,
like he fucked his wife or something like that, right?
Oh,
and he was talking about fucking this guy's wife, and he was talking about how big his cock was, how he's got like an 11-inch cock or something, right? And so, like, all this shit happens, and they're playing it at the trial, okay?
Oh,
and
my
Hogan's
God.
defense was just like, he's like, no, that wasn't me that said it. That was Hulk Hogan that said it. He's like, I'm Terry Bollea. I didn't say. Terry Bollea doesn't have an 11-inch cock. Hulk Hogan has an 11-inch cock. And, like,
wow.
So that was his defense. And they fucking won, man. They
like so split personality. He could have fucking killed this.
Exactly, because I hadn't seen it for a while, and I might be misrepresenting or misquoting it, but like the defense was he was in character when all of that was going down, and it wasn't actually Terry Bollea the person that was saying those things. It was all like part of the brand, right? And dude, he got off on it, man. And that's
fucking insane.
That's what I feel like Liver King is gonna do. If somebody tries to sue him for like saying that he didn't take steroids or whatever, he's like, no. Whatever Liver King's name is, I do, but the Liver King doesn't. Like that's like his go-to defense if he has to use one.
Someone was talking about his kids. And I forget, someone posted a video about it, and they were talking about like some video of his kids like eating raw liver.
Dude,
and the kid looks like he's fucking in a detention camp almost. And I don't want to talk about anybody's kids or anything.
I think his kids look like a normal, like preteen and young teen.
Well, they were talking about it. It looks like the Liver King's like, eat this liver, and the kid's like. Yeah, this is really good. Fuck off. I don't want to eat this shit.
He definitely is like putting out some pretty cringy stuff with like the Liver King family and the tribe and Liver Queen and
a lot of ball eating, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
a lot of ball eating.
On.
Dude, the best was Huckleberry Finn. He's an Instagram guy.
Oh, okay. I was like, right? What do you do with him?
Like, he's sitting there and he's like carrying a case of Busch Light, and he's like, real men don't eat testicles, they eat pussy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch. It's funny, he's like living off the, to each their own, that maybe that diet works, maybe it doesn't, whatever. But he's like doing some extreme stuff for the most part. But I always think about it's just the same thing with like the plunging and the sauna and all these like awesome things that you could do, like get the rest and this and that. And then on the other side, the other side of the coin is like, well, what happens when you don't do that shit anymore? Like, let's say tomorrow they're like, okay, it's all gone. We're in like a fucking civil war. There's no more time for cold plunging.
Yeah.
So what is your body going to do then? Just freak the fuck out and be like,
Yeah.
wait a second, I need this IR fucking beam on my nuts to.
Yeah.
Why?
It's funny you say that. Like, I think about that like semi regularly. Like, what if you're right? Like, what if there's some type of Soviet Union type downfall in America, where like everyone's retirement goes to shit. Like,
Yep.
like I don't think it's gonna be like Mad Max or like World War Z or something, but just like
Bro, Mad Max and World War Z at the same time,
right, just like
fucked.
economic collapse, right? You're gonna be like not giving two fucks about a sauna or.
You're not even going to want to work out. You're going to want to survive.
No, you're gonna be like,
Your
well,
daily
depending on how bad it is, because you're like, I'm not gonna expend the extra calories because I only got this much food, and if I go and run 10 miles, then I'm gonna eat it all.
Exactly. It's very Last of Us survival, tactics. And all those survival movies, you don't see the cavemen, pumping, doing chest.
Yeah. It's funny, me and my buddy, we went on a run at like noon on Sunday, and it was just hot as shit, right? And we're talking about how like, and we're on the way back, and I'm like, God, this is miserable. I'm like, it's pretty impressive that human beings can function in such a variety of climates, right? And be able to sweat and still keep going after hours of running in the heat. He's just like, yeah, but no other animals actually do this, unless they actually
have to.
Right. I mean, you could argue that dogs run around when they're playing, but the intent is to play. The intent isn't to increase their lung capacity.
Exactly.
Or their strength, right?
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if we've gone too far. I like all the things, and I think they're all like needed at times. I enjoy them. Trust me. I mean, I'd be the first one to tell you, I miss not plunging all the time in the winter,
Yeah. You got to get a tub, man.
I know. I'm working on it. I'm working that angle.
Yeah, but the reason that you have to go and seek out that is because you're not getting it in your life.
Right.
My old man grew his whole adult life did manual labor.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a healthy guy, but he didn't have to go and fucking run a mile after work because you're physically exhausted from lugging concrete forms
in your ass.
Yeah. Now, like, go for a walk in the woods for some therapeutic, whatever. Like that's different. You don't have to. And some people, especially once you get past the point where you're like trying to compete and make like these marketable gains, you're just doing it for your own mental sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Control-Alt-Delete sometimes, man.
Yeah, and I think the fucking the old Instagram doesn't help anybody. This fucking cell phone. There's too many avenues, man. Just go work out. Just go do something. The other day, I was watching. Apple just dropped their whole new. It's called the Apple View or some shit. It's their virtual reality headset. And I'll pull it up real quick. Apple Vision. That's what it's called. Apple Vision. The future. First off, it costs $3,500, right? Apple Vision Pro. I'm going to show you right now. I can't believe I haven't seen this yet. It's pretty wild, right? So, give you a quick rundown. Most normal VR headsets, they have like the Oculus has controllers, right? And you use these things and you can do stuff. Beat Saber, jerk off, do whatever you got to do.
I don't think you need a controller for that, but all right.
True. The Vision Pro, you don't fucking need anything. You just need the headset. And it has all these cameras, and you touch your fingers together and it does stuff. Like you can in midair just go like this, stop a movie. You can do this and zoom in. Very Iron Man Minority Report, right?
Well, Minority Report, they even had something that were in their hands.
That's true. And so pretty crazy, device, blah, blah, blah. And Mark Zuckerberg obviously is the founder of Facebook, Meta, and the fucking Oculus, right? Which is now has a competitor, this Apple thing. So he was on a podcast and he's talking. He's like, well, I think it's a cool device. It's great that Apple's doing it. Now that they're in the field, even more money is going to go into, VR and augmented reality and all this bullshit, right? But then he goes, what we're really marketing for is for life enhancement and fitness. And he starts going these things. I'm like, and in my head, the one thing I'm like, first of all, why do we always need like a virtual fucking reality and we just can't live in the reality?
Mm.
And two, why the fuck is someone need a $3,500 headset to go work out? Like, if that's your stopping point to go get some fitness, my man, you got some other fucking issues.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong though that people are going to go that way. I mean, like, this Peloton right here, right? Like it's got the screen
Yeah.
on it with the classroom. It's a virtual classroom that you're doing it, right? My buddy had talked to me and brought up that idea of making some type of like virtual weightlifting, and it would there'd be like sensors on the headset that could give you like coaching with it as
Mhm.
you're doing your shit. Just like
Cool. Yeah.
Beat Saber is kind of a workout, and like because he's like, oh, I got to work out doing the boxing. You probably could do boxing, but have the heavy bag in front of you to make it even more
Yeah, more
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
they used
don't.
to have that tonal thing now. That's kind of virtual reality. It's like a screen and it's got like it's expensive, but it's got an apparatus with it, but the screen is built into the machine.
Yes.
It you just type in the weights, how much you want it to be, and it creates like a
Yeah.
resistance on the
Yeah.
pulleys and all that shit.
There's another product, and it's like, the size of like a body mirror, and it's like a fitness class, and the instructor's in front of you, and you do the class like that. Like that's some fucking Total Recall shit, right? But I
Oh,
think
100%, man.
there's a huge market for it. I mean, would I ever get into it? Probably not. Like I'd rather just go for a run outside or do that. But there's and I would look at it too, like anything that is gonna get people more healthy and combat just sitting on your ass and becoming a human being from Wally.
Right.
Good on you, man. How much social impact that's going to have on
Oh,
real one-on-one interpersonal disconnect, I think only time will tell. But maybe it's going to get a lot more people to fucking breathe hard inside their house.
said their headset.
Yeah, inside their headset, right?
But dude, it's like what I don't know. I guess
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I'm not going to spend $3,500 on a headset to do some fucking burpees, right?
no, I mean, or walk, just walk.
Yeah,
You don't
man. But
need to
a
breathe
lot of
hard.
people like the mindlessness of, all right, I'm going to come into my closet or my room, and I'm just going to put this on, and there's
And
an
watch
instructor in
porn.
front of me, and it's going to say, do jumping jacks or whatever, and you just do it, and then you check the block for the day and you leave. Like
Yeah.
it's basically like going to your aerobics class without having to go to it, and you get that sense of I don't know, fellowship or whatever. Like
I guess it's very Sim City.
yeah, yeah,
That like that movie Gamer when you've seen that, right, with Gerard Butler?
yeah.
And his wife is like in this sim, weirdo fucking sex whatever the hell land.
Yeah, but that is weird because that in that show you took control of other people.
I know, that was a wild
That
concept.
was bizarre because
I
it's
wouldn't put
not
that
even
far
like,
away either.
it's not even VR. It's like it's something next level.
Well, dude, you know what's funny? With all this chat GPT like super takeoff right now of AI and how they're using it, and if you're not becoming efficient with it yourself, you're going to get left behind. A lot of these jobs that used to be able to be that fucking Andrew Tate guy who is off the rails a lot of time, he brought up a really good point. He's like, mediocre people are going to have a real fucking hard time being mediocre because these things are going to eliminate mediocrity for people. Like businesses aren't going to go, I'm going to pay you when I can just type into ChatGPT, hey, what's the best way I can improve blah blah blah, and it's going to give you the exact answer. Why would I ask Bob over here? Bye, Bob. You know, Bob, you come to work. Bye. You mean this is free? You mean I could type this in here and it's free? And I'm like, oh, that's a good fucking point. So I don't know. Maybe I think motherfuckers are going to have to start really stepping it up, which could be good in some ways, but it's going to be really bad for some that are just going to be put on the headset and I'm going to forget about it. And then maybe they'll have to go be the people in the sim game. I mean, not I don't know. I don't think, I really hope to God I don't see, my daughter doesn't even see it in her lifetime, but yeah, no bueno. No bueno at all. I've used it too. It's pretty wild, the ChatGPT, how good it is.
Yeah.
Typing in anything. It's fucking insane. And it's now, now that it's an app, it's quick. If I got a question, I usually ask that over Google now because I get a more detailed answer and it gives me I don't get fucking like all of the websites, you know.
Yeah, but how do you know if it's the information's accurate?
I know so good question. The other day I was with a firefighter buddy and I was like, "Hey, tell me something on a fire like only a firefighter would probably know." And I'm like, he goes, "Well, ask it how to operate a ladder truck." And I asked it and it gave me a very like a very vanilla version of how to do it. But it did, if you were in that situation, he's like, "Yeah, you could probably get the ladder up," which he's like, "That's not easy if you didn't know what the hell you were doing." So then I looked up, I was like, "All right, what are the safety checks for the rescue litter?" And no shit, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta do it later. It pulled it up. It didn't pull it up in our cadence, you know, but it pulled up. It gave a little background of, hey, for rescue swimmers in the United States Navy, blah blah blah. This is what this is what you would want to do. And I'm,
you just call it up.
You know that?
I need a pilot program for a C-130 Hercules.
That's right.
All right, let's go.
Show me.
Yeah.
I know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then, our boy Elon, just gonna get us those brain chips right quick, and we'll be all linked in. We'll be linked up. Mind link.
No thanks, dude.
No, super no thanks. Although it sounds fucking cool if I could know Kung Fu right away. That'd be fun.
What are you gonna do with it? Break your back?
Again.
Yeah. Fuck.
Did you have you been paying attention to the Live Golf PGA stuff?
Vaguely. So the bachelor party I went to, bunch of golfers, and then we went to the wedding a month later, and they were talking about it. And then I saw that like Trump called this out like a couple years ago, and now it's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
How they're having to fucking backpedal and combined with them.
Yes, 9/11. There's no way we could get involved with these people. It's like, bro, listen, don't fucking try to stand there. I used you as an example the other day in a good way. I was like, my buddy doesn't have Disney. Doesn't watch Disney. Doesn't like it for many reasons. And he literally doesn't watch it. Doesn't have it. And he's able to sit there. He can honestly sit there and go, Disney's a piece of shit. I don't go to Disney. I don't have Disney. Yeah. But I can say Disney's a piece of shit, but I still watch it. I still go. I'm a fucking Disney Vacation Club member, but I'm not going to sit here on my high horse and be like, yeah, fuck China. We don't want anything from China. It's like, well, I still watch the NBA and I still go to Disney and I still give them my money for clothes and phones and all this shit. It's the same thing with the Live Golf PGA thing.
You don't like it, don't watch it.
We can't take this blood money from these terrorists. And I go, bro, really? Is that what we're doing now? We're gonna just right now it's golf.
And unfortunately, I
don't know. You can't all of a sudden be standing there so fucking strong and then act like when the money comes, you're not gonna maybe change your tone.
Yeah, most of those people would fucking swing those clubs for whoever the fuck. The thing is too about a lot of those companies, it's like they're too big. right? It's
Exactly.
like, as much as I'm like, yeah, fuck Disney, they're the evil empire. Like, I'll still watch UFC on ESPN, and they own that.
Right.
It's like those people are so rich, like whether it's Disney or the Koch brothers or fucking or the people that own the NFL, they all have their hands in each other's money.
Exactly.
So like you would have to just have like an outright boycott of all pop culture and even products. Like you don't think that Disney makes money off of Apple?
Dude.
And Apple doesn't make money off of Disney? I mean, just doing this podcast, they're fucking making money off of us somehow.
That's right.
Because we're using their product.
Yep.
I
mean, you have to go. What was Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber? He had his manifesto and shit where it was all like, live off the grid. The future, they're going to be controlling you with this and that. And people always say, if you read it, there are some things in there where they've kind of come to fruition, blah, 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 even though the guy was a psychopath.
Right.
But hey, that's the only way you could literally sit there and be like, yeah, I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. I power my house with a bicycle and I don't have a phone. I kill my food. I'm a hunter.
Yeah.
Eat shit.
Yeah. Like everything is so tied into each other nowadays that it's. And I think also the Disney Plus thing for me is just like, I also don't want to. I mean, how much money is it? Like $100 a month?
I don't know now with the bundle that's coming. Things are about to change drastically for like all these streaming services. They're literally becoming like major cable outlets because Netflix is doing. So now Netflix changes next month, I think, to where you can only have it on one device per membership. So I think it works in the net of like my phone, home, same account, but I can't be like, yo, Mace, I'm at your house here. Just sign into my Netflix. Let's watch a movie.
Yeah.
So, and then Disney just bought. Disney's got Hulu, ESPN Plus, and they just bought something else. That's another fucking streaming service. So all the streams, not to, no pun intended. Like everything is touching.
And that's kind of where I'm at too. With like, there's tons of stuff on Disney that I'd like to watch, but I just don't want to buy another fucking. I do Netflix, Prime, HBO, Hulu. It's like I'm paying for all this shit.
It's so much.
It's probably like a couple $100 a month.
Easily. Like, and you pay for internet.
And like for and ESPN Plus, just to get the fights, you have to have ESPN Plus. Fuck. Like it's not like pay-per-view back in the day when you're like, okay, I want to watch the Mike Tyson fight. Here's
$100.
Yeah. Here it is, and then I'm not gonna have to pay you guys until I want to watch the fight again. But now you have to get a subscription for ESPN Plus all fucking year just so you can buy another $85 fight every other month when you want to see it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But they got you by the balls though, because that's the only way to watch it. And then you wonder why people try to hack it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because they're like, fuck the man. I'm already paying you money. Why don't you at least give me some love here?
Yeah.
I think NFL changed NFL ticket. I want to say it's a little cheaper this year, or
somebody else took over because somebody else is. I think it's Apple now, but their app has been awful the past 2 seasons.
NFL?
Yes.
Okay, awful. So Apple maybe was like, we can help you.
I think that hopefully they unfuck it. Like I would get these 403 forbidden errors all the time on my TV when I was trying to watch a game. It's very annoying. Or even like
Patriots.
What's that?
Those big boy Patriots.
Dude.
This is better to have Bailey Zappi get his head out of his ass or Mac Jones, one of the two.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that it's going to be interesting with Rodgers on the Jets now.
Dude, the Jets are so good.
The Jets were good up until probably week 12-ish, and then they really fell off last year.
Zach was too many milks.
Yeah. All 4 teams, halfway through the season, all 4 teams would have been in the playoffs.
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see how the Bills recover. Because they kind of lost some wind at the end of the year.
Yeah.
If Tua doesn't get another concussion, we'll see how that goes. But I
hope not.
It definitely is going to be wide open for the Jets. I think the Patriots probably look worse out of all the 4 teams going into next year.
Well, they somebody just signed with them yesterday, or there's some rumors going around. A couple players might be wandering over there, decent players.
Oh yeah,
Alvin Cook and somebody else.
Yeah, but unless they unfuck the quarterback situation,
DeAndre Hopkins, that's the other one. Boom, steel trap.
Where was he from?
He was on the Cardinals, and then I don't know who the fuck he was on. Nothing not a huge splash. It's not like Rodgers to the Jets, I mean, the Jets already have a squad, the Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner are 3 fucking ballers. So,
but dude, now it's time for Rodgers to put up or shut up though. Like, you can't sit there and blame the fucking front office anymore, like he was in Green Bay, and
this is it.
Yeah,
I like Aaron Rodgers, but and that's coming from a Bears fan, my shitty Bears, although they're supposed to be good this year. We'll see. But yeah, he what the fuck? He better ball. Oh, them Jets fans gonna be mad. At least he's used to playing in the cold. Did you see that shit with Brady and the Raiders?
He's not going to the Raiders.
Well, have you heard his kind of grand scheme is like ownership stake, and he'll play for 1 season.
Really?
I think he's trying to do the Jordan Wizards move. Because like Jordan played for the Wizards, and I still to this day think that was just a move so he get his foot in the front office and get a tiny bid on the team, and then boom, he took that bid and he was able to be part owner of the Wizards, if I'm correct, and then he ended up becoming Charlotte Hornets, New Orleans Hornets, whatever the fuck you want to call him, owner. So he's a horrible owner, but hey, he's a billionaire.
I don't see why Brady would have to play in order to do that, though.
I agree with you. Maybe it's, dude, those owners, man. That's that kind of core group of owners. They know what they got. I think even more than NBA teams, and that's a strong, good old boy club right there.
Yeah, they don't want to bring anybody else into the fold.
Hell, fuck no. And if they do, it's going to be one of their sons or a major venture capitalist firm. Fucking crazy money.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy money, how many UFOs did you see last week? Because the government has 12 of them, dude, and it's very odd to me, the timing for everything, and I want to know why now.
That stuff's bullshit, man.
I mean, seriously,
it's bullshit. That is. It's just divisive. It's look at the shiny object,
right?
That is something's going on with. There's an actual problem going on in the real world that they don't want.
What do you think it is? What do you think the problem is? Because when they release,
how about the massive war with Russia and Ukraine? How about that? How about the fact that China, India, and Russia all just made their own version of the euro that they're trying to overthrow the dollar with? Like, maybe that, like the tension boiling with Taiwan, maybe that, like the fact that the president is like falling on stage in front of fucking everyone. Yeah, like, how about that? Like, this big like gender thing, the UFO thing. It's just like, let's get people talking about stuff that really
doesn't matter.
Like, I don't want to say like the gender thing doesn't matter. Like, obviously it matters to like a lot of fucking people, but like, it's not like world-changing events,
right?
Like that's a like almost like a niche social thing to a small subgroup of people, and they're blowing it up into something fucking huge. And the UFO thing, like, really? Oh yeah, government releases that they actually, we do have UFOs. Yeah, okay, so about the economy being in the shitter, how about that? No, look at the UFOs. You're like,
but dude, part of me thinks it's something bigger. I feel like they want to release something bigger. Somebody said something, I think it was Rogan or something, and he was like, this is a really good way for them to put this kind of info out and find a way to take more civil liberties away. You know,
Yeah.
maybe they're coming down with some big life-changing law and they're trying to get ready to just get you with it. You know, they'll be like, "Oh, UFOs. Look, they don't even care about them. All right, we'll just
Yeah,
keep
but
pumping the UFO
it's
thing."
it's awful. It's also like this, like very like half-assed release.
It's
You know,
always
they're like,
half-assed. Yeah.
yeah, they're like, oh
We
yeah,
have 12.
yeah, hey, we actually did find some weird shit like 50 years ago. It's not like the president of the United States like addresses the American people and he's just like,
What?
we have made extraterrestrial contact with an intelligent species, and this is the download on it. And like the whole world, like it's like Independence Day, where like
Right.
everyone's like on the edge of their seat and they're like, oh my god, this is like no. Instead, it's just like
Trickling.
trickling to fucking CNN or whatever news agency that. And like first I heard it was on like Barstool Sports. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
isn't the NBA playoffs going on right now? Like, what are you guys doing talking about this fake news? You
Yeah,
know?
dude, they brought out the spicecraft. This guy kept saying, he kept calling spacecraft spicecraft, and I thought it was hilarious.
Like crap.
Yeah, spicecraft. How many spicecraft do they have in the position? They have 12. I was an NSA pilot person, and I'm
Yeah,
a whistleblower now. You're a whistleblower all of a sudden? This is the
yeah,
thing you're blowing the whistle on?
yeah.
But
They gave
why
you the
right,
whistle.
Mr. fucking secret squirrel guy? This is the thing that
Yeah.
no one fucking cares about it.
No.
Like no one gives a shit. I feel like 20 years ago someone would have said, "Yeah, we have 12 spaceships or 12 things from outer space from aliens."
Yeah.
I feel like the world would go, "Wait, what?"
And they're like, this is, and these are it. This is a like,
Yes, yeah, right.
everyone come on board with your private scientists to codify that this is like, and then like you'll get Neil deGrasse Tyson sitting there interrupting people, telling
Yeah.
you how this stuff didn't come from Earth. You know,
Wait,
like,
wait.
yeah,
Wait. Shut up, Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're really fucking smart, but man, you get
yeah,
on my fucking nerves once in a while. You know who they need on there is Jonathan Frakes and have him fucking inspecting these craft.
yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
happen.
No,
Not this time.
not this time.
He read it in a book.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit, man. I don't believe any of it.
Now, I mean, I believe in aliens, but I mean,
Well,
I just feel like the timing
sure.
a year out from the election, you know, here comes election time. They're gonna be like, oh, they're right here. It's the aliens, you know, fucking Joe
Yeah.
Biden or somebody. I don't know. And just be like, hello.
I mean, like, look at when we killed Bin Laden, right?
Yeah.
Like that was right before an election cycle, and then within like 3 days they're like, hey, Zero Dark 30's coming out. We got this whole script. And like on the news, they give us this fucking play-by-play of these like super secret helicopters that will like go in through the night and like, oh yeah, and we actually crashed one and then we had to blow it up and then we took these out, and you're like, why are they telling everyone this?
You're right.
Like,
right.
Like it doesn't make any sense. Like from like a militaristic strategic standpoint, why wouldn't they just be like, we conducted an operation and we found them and we killed them, and that's all you need to know. But the fact that like, it's like it's like when you question somebody and they're lying to you and they're telling you all of these like
The shit you don't need to know.
completely ridiculous details that have like nothing to do with the story, and you're like, what? Like, oh yeah, you know how, and you're like, no, like you're just lying and you're trying to make it seem like you're telling the truth by adding in details what no one would ever say. And then I passed a blue car, You're like,
Hey, why were you late for work? So, bro,
Yeah.
I put on a black t-shirt, all
Yeah.
right, and it was
Yeah.
wet.
yeah,
And then I had to change shirts, and you wouldn't believe it, I ran out of t-shirts.
yeah.
You ran
No
out of
more
t-shirts?
t-shirts.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
you're wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, well, I found this one. Okay.
And then I went to dry it and my dryer broke, and you're like,
And then, dude, I couldn't find my keys, but my car keys aren't keys. It's a push start. You know,
I have a picture of a broken dryer right here.
Yeah. Look.
Like, how did you have all this prepared just for being 40 minutes late?
I'm ready. I wanted to make sure I had everything just in case.
Yeah.
Or liars will do a good job. They'll start giving you the shit that they did do, but the one thing you asked them to do, they didn't do. They'll be like, yeah, but I fucking, I left late yesterday, and they'll be like, I don't fucking care. You're supposed to be here now, bitch.
What does that have anything to do with today?
Yeah, right now. Yeah, but I got you a coffee yesterday. Fuck do I care? Thanks.
And politicians do that too. They're like, yeah, so gas prices are higher than they have been at historic heights that they've never been at. And they're like, yeah, but this glass of milk jug of milk like has went down 3 cents. And you're like,
it's Amazon Day on Tuesday.
Yeah. Like, no, the gas. I need gas.
Yeah, what about the gas? I got to get there. No, you don't. They'll deliver for you. That's the beautiful thing of Amazon.
I wonder if that's what politicians do. They're just like, they go through a course on how to fucking lie to you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, dude. Or no, I feel like every single politician now, they're just all buddies, and I feel like they get their shit from Vince McMahon. I feel like Vince McMahon sends them a briefing. And he's like, all right, this will drive people completely insane if you two guys do this.
Vince is the head of the Illuminati.
Yes. He's just there. He's making that face. He's making one of his fucking perfect faces. Yeah. That's what he's doing.
Oh, my God.
And you just hear the glass break and fucking Stone Cold comes walking in.
They need to make a meme where like a politician is telling like a small little lie, and he's like, yeah. Like it just gets bigger and bigger, and he falls off the chair.
Oh, fucking A, man. Have you I always like to finish on movies with you. I finally watched Quantumania.
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
Good for you.
Yeah, I hear it's
garbage. I didn't even finish it.
That bad, huh?
Dude, I like Ant-Man, but they didn't do any of the Ant-Man shit. The funny stories with the Mexican guy, and they just but they got so big, like there wasn't tried to make it like Infinity War.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is you're Ant-Man, bro. You're not any of these other characters.
I think they just try to set it up too much for the big baddie. And then the guy beat up his wife, so like, fuck.
Yeah, dude, that shit's crazy with him. Yeah. Marvel's already weaseling their way out of it. Marvel and Disney, they're like, yeah, we're gonna probably replace him. I'm like, who the fuck are you gonna get? Which I think it's gonna be Michael B. Jordan.
Oh man,
I get the vibe. Like, how easy would that be for them to do though? Multiverse, fucking.
You can do anything these days.
Yeah, that's true.
Do anything. Yeah, they have like. Wrote themselves, which is kind of fucking lame because it's just like they can write the shittiest story they want, and they're like multiverse.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that never happened. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi was never in any movies.
That was a different one. That was a lot like this one, but it wasn't this one.
Right. The real Mandarin's coming this time. You just said it was in the last one. No, that was like the multiverse one from a different universe.
Yes.
He's coming. Yeah, exactly. I do like the casting for Fantastic Four. Fucking Kylo Ren playing Reed Richards.
Oh, I saw 65 million.
How was that?
Man.
I
like Kylo Ren and I love dinosaurs.
They didn't.
But off the bat, no, man. It was like, dude, that movie was like, I try to really, it was the same thing that Avatar had. Same problem with like, you try to like take yourself out of reality.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, it's just a movie. Like, don't get too nitpicky about the semantics in it, right? But like, it's
easy to do.
The thing is, that movie was a movie that took place in like the year. Well, actually, it was like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away or whatever, right? But because it technically took place in the past because they were a different alien race.
Right.
They're a humanoid race. But either way, very high level technology, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so it was like a movie that was they wrote it in the 70s about a movie in like 2070, right? And so they're like right in the beginning of it, you know, he's like flying on this giant spaceship and they like fly into like an asteroid field. And
Mhm.
they're all in cryo sleep, right? And you're like, really? There wouldn't be like some sonar,
Sophisticated.
some like automatic, like you could plot a course through a galaxy,
Right.
but you can't figure that one out, you know? But you're like, okay, whatever. And then they fucking crash land on Earth, right?
Uh-huh.
And one thing that really sucked about it, and this isn't being nitpicky, is him and the little girl were the only survivors, right?
Right.
So right off the bat, you're like, great, no one's gonna get eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's
They're
what I
living the
came
whole
here.
time.
That you need some like token characters.
Need some idiots.
Yeah, I think that's a politically correct term.
Yes.
If it's racist, I apologize. But to be cannon fodder,
Yeah.
right? And to like, dude, how can you see a fucking dinosaur movie without a T-Rex chomping on some motherfuckers?
Yes.
Right?
Especially a la Jurassic Park.
Yeah, right. So that happens, right? And then they're like, he goes to talk to and his spacecraft is like in two different sections, and like the escape pod is like way over there, so he's got to hike like 11 kilometers so they can take off, right? But he's still like in an intact section of the aircraft that's just like, oh, you have landed in this quadrant of the galaxy, and you have done this and that, and he's like got this little thing you
Predator.
can look up to space and see where that is, and then like plowed a course, and he's got a fucking shotgun that can like take out a T-Rex, and like
Shit.
like this like medical kit that heals wounds and stuff, like obviously futuristic stuff, right?
Mhm.
But then like he wakes up the only person that survives, which is like a 10-year-old girl, and she speaks another language, and he's like, oh, I can't translate, and you're like, motherfucker, you got a ship that can.
You don't have like a little tappy or something?
Yeah, you don't just have like, oh yeah, I'll just, like my iPhone could do that right now. Like, you don't have anything that'll do that. Like,
Right.
it's just like they're like, we're picking and choosing what technologies to use, and I think the problem with that, and I know I'm being nitpicky with it, but it's like the problem with that is every single person watching that movie lives in 2023, and they're like, well, that's dumb. Like, why doesn't he have an iPhone that can just
Where's
automatically
his Apple?
translate anything? Like, he'd be wearing glasses that when she talked, it would just say a fucking subtitle. It wouldn't be glasses. It would be.
No, I was gonna say it'd be in his eyeballs.
It would just he'd plug it into his head and he would hear English. Like, or they would
let's not do that.
Telepathically talk to each other, like, and so like. That was a major hang up in the movie, and then the rest of it was just like very forgettable. I did like how they took some creative liberties in like making the dinosaurs a little bit different than how you see them in like modern paleontology. And then they're racing against the clock of the asteroid that's going to hit Earth, so that's why they got to take off. They're like, oh, you got 24 hours before this mega asteroid that you guys couldn't fucking avoid now is going to hit Earth again. Like,
oh, it's just chasing them.
Yeah, it's chasing them. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. It just was like, it's like
I'll watch it, I guess, sadly.
No. It's like, the thing is, like, it's a simple concept movie that is like fan servicing, and they couldn't even get that right.
Yeah, like, I like fan service as long as it's done right.
Yeah, the only people that are going to go see that movie is like, okay, yeah, I want to see Kylo Ren, like, shoot some fucking T-Rexes and see some Velociraptors, like, chomp on some motherfuckers. And then insert some, story arc and why he needs to save this little girl because of his family back home and, like, whatever. Like, it's all very forgettable, but what you're not going to forget is, like, dude, when that T-Rex chomped that guy's head off out of nowhere.
Yes.
And that never happened,
Yeah, that blows. Now
then
it
I
sounds like
saw-
that movie has an opportunity to make. They could have, which it sounds like Transformers. Spoiler alert is
Oh,
definitely
don't
going
spoil
that
that
route.
for me because I want to go see it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I have seen the post-credit scene, and it is 1000% fantastic.
Dude, I really want to. I need to go see that this week.
I heard it's insanely good.
Yeah.
Same
Well,
with
let's
the
not even
Flash.
talk about it then. Let's just talk about it after we see it.
Yeah, I won't ruin that. But they could have. It sounds like in that 64 billion or whatever the hell it's called. They could have done like
Made that
what
Transformer.
well, what should have fucking made the plane go off course was a Predator, like the Predator ship. Like,
Yeah.
and then at the end of it, this post-credit scene is what's actually hunting them
Yeah.
is him. You know,
Yeah.
and you hear the
Yeah.
the little clicky
But the
fucking
thing,
noise.
like, yeah, I
Like,
always
boom,
thought
we got
that.
Predator.
Yeah. The problem with that is they wouldn't make as much money. Like, I always thought that would be really cool if you went, because the coolest thing about the first Predator movie when you watched it, I remember watching it the first time I was a kid. It was like Saturday afternoon it came on, and and I was like 8 years old, right? And you go and you start watching it and you think it's an action Arnold movie, and then it like quickly turns into like this like side thriller horror movie. And then like what the ultimate reveal of the Predator was like just a badass monster, and then like there's so much mystery surrounding this guy that's taking out like the baddest dudes on the planet. Right. And then finally it's the Predator. You're like, that movie,
it's such a good movie.
Probably top 5 favorite movies. The first
Predator. It's in my 10 for sure. It's so fucking good. Action wise, it's probably my top 5.
Yeah.
It's they're coming out with a comic book series, Predator vs. Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
They're doing a short spin-off series, but I don't know if it's the Predator clan, because I don't think one Predator could even hold a candle to old Wolverine.
That's like the new one I liked, but then the fight scene at the end when she was like doing her like black.
It's the only bad part about that.
Yeah,
but the whole movie in general was pretty damn good.
It was. It's like you established. I thought they overpowered him when he picked up the bear. I thought him and the bear should have been little bit more even, and then he would have had to like use like his blade or his cannon to get the bear.
Yeah.
But then he fought the girl at the end, and it was just silly. I didn't like that. But that's really the only part. Like, I thought that it would have been cooler if like that. I think there were Cherokee Indians, like, or some kind of Plains Indians, and they used horses to like, surround them and
that would have been cool.
Trap them and like something like more like that. Like this guy like shooting the hawk out of the air, like that was kind of lame. But all in all, I did like that movie.
Be nice if they made more, and like someone like Zack Snyder got their hands on it.
That's the thing too. Like that movie, the formula is easy, and that's like the most frustrating thing about so many movies these days, because you're like, who the fuck wrote this? And like there's a writer strike. Okay, hire a different writer, because most of these writers fucking either they blow or the people that are picking the scripts
they don't even know about the characters.
No, it's just like, and you got to figure for a movie like 65 million, there was probably several different scripts.
Oh, easy.
And you're like, that's what you landed on? Like, really?
Dude, you know what's funny you say that? Yesterday, I want to say it was the 30th year anniversary of Jurassic Park being released.
I think it was today, but yeah.
And they some guy on Twitter did a whole breakdown, like one of these threads of like how this movie got made and all these like behind the scenes crazy who some of the actors were up for certain parts.
Yeah,
how the different kind. There were so many scripts for Jurassic Park, and then so Michael Crichton wrote the book, right?
Yeah, there's the Netflix, the movies that made us on Jurassic Park.
Oh, it's hilarious. I think that's the Twitter, bro. is the movie that that's what it is.
It's good,
and dude, it talks about like basically how Michael Crichton ended up just saying, I'm just gonna adapt the book, like and then. They gave it to somebody else, and everything was good. They just chopped out some of like the character development because they wanted to be more about dinosaurs.
You talk about a horrible movie. Was that Dominion.
Didn't even watch it. It looked atrocious.
The second one was very bad, and then the third one was like inconceivably bad. Like if I were to tell you, it's almost like
Is it worse than Tank Girl?
Bro, you know how like I can't pinpoint the moment where Fast and Furious like jumped the sharks and became just satirical. I think it was somewhere between 5 and 6 when they were jumping buildings in Dubai, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
but
no good.
But like if you watch the first Fast and Furious, and then I told you what happened in Fast 10, you'd be like, but that's almost what Jurassic Park. But they do it. They did it.
Have you seen Fast 10?
Yeah, but they did it on purpose.
Right.
They're like, okay, we know that this is ridiculous, and now we're just going to go full send.
Yep.
Jurassic Park didn't do it on purpose. Jurassic Park made the first one. It was like grounded in like reality. It had a good script. And then the last one, if I told you they went there, you'd be like, well, they're kidding, right? They did what Fast 10 did. You're like, no, they're serious about this.
And what's crazy is that Chris Pratt is like fucking great actor. I mean, he's a good actor.
No, they just shove money at him, man.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, his Terminalist show, did you watch that?
Nah.
That was fantastic, man.
That got a lot of like left-wing hate, I hear. Because
Really?
it was like some Proud Boy jerk off, I guess.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I didn't
It was a great show. I mean, the Jack Carr's books are pretty badass.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch it. Another thing, just before we wrap it up, I watched Shazam 2.
Oh, haven't seen that either. How horrible was that?
I would rather watch 65 Million than Shazam 2.
Oh my God. I'm not surprised. Dude, when they start putting in no offense to older women out there, because I think Helen Mirren is a very beautiful older woman.
Yeah, but they underutilized her though.
But why do they? There's not other bad guys. Like, come on, man.
They're so dumb.
What are you doing to me here? And
it was like you go into that movie knowing it's gonna suck, and knowing that because DC is just like fell apart so much. You're like, it was a pointless movie with pointless characters.
The Shazam family, nobody cares.
No one fucking like that. Should have been maybe one thing they did at the end of the last movie, but then insert some dialogue about like, well, this can only be done once a century on the blue moon, and then
Shazam 8. If they ever get to Shazam 8,
yeah,
Shazam family should have been in there.
You know, and then it goes back to just being him. But
exactly. It's so fucking weird. And then it's so funny because Black Adam got shit on, and I'm like, okay, I've watched Shazam 1, and that movie sucked.
I think the reason that they
Black Adam wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but that movie is irritating too because, well, they fucked away the whole franchise, and I think the reason they did the Shazam family is because Black Adam wouldn't be in the bad guy in it. Like that's how it should have went.
Right.
He should have been the bad guy in the second one.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't have
it was Dwayne Johnson doing his like, yeah, but I'm The Rock.
Yeah.
I need my own movie. You know, I think that's part of why him and old Vin don't get along too well.
Dude, they could have DC could have been just like, fuck you. After he did the Black Adam movie, they're like, okay, fuck you then. We're going to kill you off screen. Someone else is going to get the Black Adam power, and that'll be off screen, and we're still going to use the character for Shazam 2 like they should have.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
But I think that in like pre-production and production of Shazam 2, they still had like a glimmer of hope for Black Adam to be like an antagonist or something in the future with DC before what's his name took over.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that DC has saved themselves with Flash.
Oh, yeah.
I hear it's must-see TV, especially for nerds like us. There's a lot of good fan service and not a lot of random bullshit in there. Most people are like, yeah, it's more of a Batman movie than anything.
Well, that's okay.
Good for me. Ben Affleck said he said that he finally figured out how to play Batman in this movie, and now he's not doing it anymore. And he's like, God damn it, I fucked it up. I finally figured it out in this movie, and now I can't do it anymore. So, because what's his name is, new universe. The fucking Guardians of the Galaxy dude, young Batman, Batman Year
James,
One or whatever it's called.
I need to see Guardians too. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't either, man. I think it right now. It's Transformers. I need to see that in the theater.
Yeah.
And then Flash. I'll try to eke that in. And then fucking Guardians will probably be Disney Plus when it comes
Dude, if
out.
we see those three before the next podcast, that's all we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, everyone that's been listening, we're back. I'm back. Mason's back. Like, comment, subscribe. Tasty Brains Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pauly Donuts on Twitter, Pauly Donuts on Instagram. All those great things. Mason Flynn. Here it is on the bottom. Ooh, maybe not. Save. There it is. At MASNFLYN. The beefiest man on Instagram. The strongest man in the Navy, Mason Flynn. Anyways, till next time, we wish you goodbye. Peace. Good luck with those fucking aliens out there, people.
I get you.